here with Half Dozen Customs. Back on the 49 again today. Last night after I turned off the camera, I had the door off, or I took the door back off. I don't know if the door was on when I ended the video or not, but took the door back off and I adjusted this top. If you remember, it was sticking way out. Just the top was. It was sticking way out from the cab. So I tried everything to get that to sit back in where it needed. I messed with the hinges. I tried pulling out on the top, pushing in on the bottom with the hinges loose and tightening them up. That didn't do anything. I tried pulling on it. I tried pushing on it. I tried standing on it. And seriously, we put some boards on the floor. I rested the door on the top here, and I tried standing on it. I jumped on it. Nothing. These things would not move. So I ended up last night on the inside. I'll show you. So on the inside, I cut it. So I made a cut right here, and I made a cut right here. So, and once I put those cuts in there, it fell right into place. Like, I didn't cut through the whole door. I just cut through the corners on each inside, and it fell right in place. It went right where it wanted to go. So I welded those back up this morning. I grind. You can see I put the latch and the striker back in, so the door shuts. Everything is good. I'm super happy with this all the way around, except for the bottom still, but I got to skin the bottom. So I think the bottom of the door, not that I think, I know the bottom of the door has rotten. It's swollen, it's blistered, everything's all bent out of shape just from it rusting and the rust pushing everything out. And so the bottom I'll get straightened up when I put the skin on. But right now, just this like this much of the corner, the gap between the pillar and the roof, just in this corner is tight compared to the rest of the door. The rest of the door, I got about, I don't know, it's probably a little less than a 1/4 inch of a gap all the way around the door, except for this corner. So I don't know if the roof is down a little bit. Remember, I said this thing's been in an accident, so I don't know if the roof is down a little bit. If that's just fitment from 49, it's very possible. You know, the other door that came off of this was sticking way out on the top as well. Actually more than this one. So I don't know if that's just a normal thing for Jeeps, for this, you know, this model. You know, we have that issue going on with the fender where the fitment to the hood is way off on the driver's side compared to the passenger side. And, you know, we got 3 Jeeps on the property that are like this, a Suburban and 2 pickup trucks, and they're all the same. We looked online, you know, half of them are the same online, half of them aren't. Could be a factory thing where these came out of a factory like that, or it could be that some people are fixing those fitment issues. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna trim this door down on the top corner here, to where we have a nice even gap all the way around, and then I'll weld this gap back there. I'll weld the edge back together because when I cut it or grind it, whatever I'm going to do here to make it fit, there's an inside pinch weld that is part of this outside. It folds over and pinches around the door frame, and when I grind or cut, I'm gonna cut that open. So I gotta go you know, I think it's a common thing with these hot rods to have to make stuff fit, especially from these eras where they're all handmade, hand built. So, you know, no one truck is the same. They all have subtle differences to them. Fitment issues, the way, you know, Joe over here welded his stuff together compared to Bob over here welded his stuff together. You know, one might have welded hot, one might have welded cold, and it changed the shape of the door. You know, who knows? But I'm gonna get to trimming on this, and we'll get it fitting right. So I'll get it right. Thanks for joining us. I think I'm gonna use a little tape and just kind of give an eyeball of where I think that it should be, and then we'll grind down to that tape. So I'm gonna put it right on the edge of the door down here. Okay, now may cut a little bit of that with the windshield. I'll try with the grinder first. We'll see how fast it goes with the grinder. You know, I'm maybe taking 1/8 of an inch off this corner, so I mean it's not much. It's not so much that you'll notice that I took that much off. You know, if we were having to take like 1/4 inch off, where it would be absolutely noticeable that I did it, then we have different issues going on, and I would probably be going a different route about this. But I think an 1/8 of an inch is not really that big of a deal. My door stopped. See what I'm doing here? I made quick work of that. And see how it looks. It looks like there's only, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 inches, about that big, that I actually have to weld up. That'll shut a lot nicer when the new door seals are in. This thing's just a giant tin can. So, much better. I think I still need to take a little off down in here. My weld area might get a little bit bigger with doing that, but And then you gotta think too, when I go to weld it, my weld is gonna take up a little bit of room too, so I'm gonna take a little bit more off. I can always add it back on, with my weld, so. We're putting new glass in this, but no sense in ruining it purposely. I'm just gonna well, little by little. This might take a couple times of doing this, because like I said, my weld just added right back to what I just trimmed off. So I may have to weld and grind and weld and grind. One of those things where definitely with this, I don't want to take too much off, and then my door edge ends up being a half inch or a quarter inch of weld. So try to keep the weld down to a minimum. So I did everything possible that I could think of to make this door fit right. I just couldn't make it happen. So I got it fitting the best that I could, locked it in place, and now I'm making it fit. So clamp on there pretty tight, my vice grips. Make sure it's good and tight. I don't want the inside all snake looking. This is a very, very strong part. Not like one of the strongest edges of the door, because it's so small and confined and tight and lots of edge. I'm not worried about any warpage up here. All welded up. Let's hit it with the grinder and see. And if it all looks good, then we'll do the top next. Doing it side first, then I'll do the top, because I didn't want that whole corner, because when I grind it open, it's open from inside, so I didn't want the whole thing flapping around. Much better, much better. So, see, we got nice, good, clean, straight gap. That was almost touching before. So, you know, I bet if you would have folded a dollar bill a few times, you wouldn't have been able to slip it in there. That's how close it was. So now it looks like we have a nice, clean, consistent gap. Now I'll work on the top. So, and like I said, I maybe only took an 1/8 inch off of there. You know, and if you looked at the gap's only like an 1/8 inch. So that goes to show you how close, you know, it was to touching this pillar. So, so now I'm gonna weld up these couple of holes right here, and then we'll put a tape line across the top. I'll get my little ladder out because I'm too short. And actually, I'm actually really tall. I'm like at 6'2". Okay, there was a lot of rust in those little holes. So it didn't want to weld nice, didn't sound nice, didn't come out very nice. Again, I'm just taking about an 1/8 inch off that corner. I don't know if you guys can hear that high pitch scream, whistle. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's high pitch. It hurts my ears. Over the last month, my compressor has developed an air leak. And I opened up the electronic box on the side because I could hear that's where it was coming from. And there's a little copper, like, air pressure valve in there that when it reaches pressure, it pushes up onto the electronic piece, which shuts the compressor down. And I went in there and it looked loose. So I tightened it up, and it got rid of probably like 90% of the air leak, but I couldn't get the whole air leak to go away. And now it's doing that high pitch, man, driving me crazy. idea what that piece is called. Anybody knows what that is, please, in the comments, leave a comment. It's got a little hose that comes up to it from somewhere in the compressor. It's a little copper line that comes up, about I'd say 1/4 inch copper line goes up into the bottom of it, and then it's got a bracket that holds it. It nuts, well, it's threaded from the bottom, and it's got a nut that goes over the top, and there's a little needle that comes out of the center of the top, and that needle pushes up onto the electronic box in there that shuts the motor off. I have no idea what that's called. I'd like to replace it. It's driving me nuts. So please, leave a comment if you know what that piece is, so I can get one ordered. Actually, I see the cab in there now. I couldn't see the cab before. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go with that. Get that welded. We'll get that welded back up. Ladder out. That's all. with that. Only had to do it one time, so I can't argue with that. I think it looks good. It looks way better than it did, that's for sure. Little primer and paint, and I think we're golden. So it's lunchtime for me, but when I come back, we're going to do the lower door skin. So it's been spring for like 2 days around here. I already got flies flying around. What's he doing?
I think he's tracking a fly.
Shoot fly, don't bother me. Shoot fly, don't bother me. Shoot fly, don't bother me. 'Cause you belong to my friend Link. Good catch. Meat group.
So, hope you enjoyed the video of how I made this door fit the door opening. So, I did what I had to do. It couldn't stay the way it was. So, I'm much happier with it. And my buddy that owned the truck, that didn't even bother him that the top of the door didn't fit right. What bothers him the most is that the fender doesn't fit right. So, once I get the door skin done and get the rocker in place permanently, we're going to work on that fender. So, but yeah, this bothered me more than the fender does. So, and him, the fender bothers him more than the door did. So we're happily meeting in the middle. So, but yeah, so that's it. I'm going to lunch.